Hey guys. So, long time no see, right? Anyway, again, holding the phone in my hand because I just simply don't really feel like recording, but I know that I have to for you guys. So, what we're going to be doing today are two patterns. The first one is the Simplicity 1254 pattern by Leanne Marshall. This is from 2014, so it is an out of print pattern. However, you can still find it readily available on eBay and Etsy. It gives you two versions of a coat. One is short, stopping right below the hips, and the other is about mid-thigh. I'm going to be doing this view here that stops at the mid-thigh. I absolutely love this coat. I love hoods. Who doesn't love a hood? I do. I absolutely love it. It's not as cocoony as my Vogue coat, which I absolutely love and still get compliments on every single time I wear it. But this coat is what I'm going to be doing. And actually, it's already finished. I finished it a couple of nights ago. And I did it in this sweater knit fabric from Joann Fabrics. This came out, I think at the beginning of fall 2016. Yeah, it's not even a year old yet. But it is in charcoal and light gray, kind of heathery. It's very similar to the fabric that I did use for the cocoon coat. It is a knit fabric, so it stretches very easily. And I had so much of it left over, I decided that I was going to make this McCall's 7430 pattern. This is from 2016. It's out of print, but I'm pretty sure you can probably still find it in stores. If not, you can find it online still. And I am going to be making the dress that well, actually, I'll be making this view here. They're not a whole lot different, and the only really big difference between this one here and this one here is the sleeves, but you guys won't be able to tell. So I'm going to be using the fabric from the coat for this dress as well. I just actually finished altering the pattern pieces because with using this heavy knit material here, the waistline changes. It actually drops. So I typically shorten all my waistlines by an inch. This one I shortened by 1.5 inches because I'm also lengthening the dress at the bottom by 4 inches. So with that extra added weight and the stretch, it'll actually move the waistline down once I cut it up higher than normal. The waistline will actually fall where it's supposed to. I am going to be doing this with a contrasting fabric as shown here by the artist rendering. And this is another sweater knit from Joann Fabrics. It's a white sweater knit with some black thread going through it. So, yeah. Let me tell you a little story. Back in the day, Victoria's Secret used to have actual clothes. Not this loungewear pink stuff that they've got out now that I haven't bought a single item from. But they used to have real clothes. Like they had like 5 different cuts of pants. That was like trouser and skinny and boot cut and flare, and you could buy them by the inseam, and you could buy some that were higher on the waist or hip hugger or rolled the natural waist. I still have 6 pairs of their pants because they were literally the best made pants ever. Like their khakis were the bomb diggity. They used to have shoes and boots and Henleys, long sleeve t-shirts and dresses. Like they had like real people clothes, y'all, not this stuff that y'all are wearing out here, pajamas to the Walmart and stuff. The best thing about when Victoria's Secret used to make clothes is they had the best sweater dresses. I have not come across any manufacturer that makes sweater dresses the way that Victoria's Secret used to. So this is my way of having a sweater dress because I do have 2 from Victoria's Secret. I have a long black one and it has a turtleneck on it, and then I have a sleeveless heathery blue turtleneck sweater dress, but it has a duster, a long sleeve duster that goes with it. And I refuse to get rid of either of them because they're like someday going to be worth a lot of money. But I cannot get a hold of any sweater dress that's, number one, made out of a heavy enough knit to be able to be worn out in the cold, and number two, that's not so tight that you can see every crevice, nook, and cranny on your body. So this one is going to be a little bit longer. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too tight. I did have to cut it in a size 14, and you guys know I cut my patterns in a size 16. The coat I did in size 16, and after trying it on, it definitely could have gone to a size 18, and that's just because of my broad back. Plus, you're going to be wearing a sweater underneath of it, so you're going to need a little bit more room. But that's neither here nor there. That part of the video is going to be coming next when I actually review the patterns. But that's what I'm going to be doing. A sweater coat and a sweater dress that matches. I'm going to be wearing it this Sunday. I'm so excited. And here they are. So this is my finished Simplicity coat. I absolutely love it, as I say on many of my creations as of late. So I did make a couple different variations on this jacket. I ended up adding a belt to it because even though I did cut the pattern for a size 16, it was a little bit big in the waist and a lot of bit big in the hips, so I needed something to kind of cinch it in for me. I don't know where I hid this black faux leather fabric at, and I've got yards and yards and yards of it, but I literally can't find it because I didn't use that much on this coat. I just used it for the sleeves and for the hood. So I just ended up using another black faux leather that I have and adding some remnants from the coat fabric on the ends of it so that I could tie it around my waist. I still have so much of this marled sweater knit fabric left over. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know what I'm going to make else with it. It's just so much left over. There are a couple other things that I do want to do to this jacket. There is one snap right here. Oh my goodness. There is one snap right here keeping the hood closed. I want to put another one right here for this side of the hood as well, so that to keep it from falling down like that. Also, I'm not sure what's going on here, but down here at the very bottom of the zipper, on the right side of the coat is kind of like sticking out. It's kind of weird. So I'm going to put a snap down here as well. This was my first time working with a separating zipper, and I think I did a pretty good job. But I think that the separating zipper may have something to do with the fact that this is poking out. I don't know, it's weird. Like, this coat has been sitting for a week to let the bias set, and it kind of has settled down. But it's weird. I don't know what's going on there. The pockets are kind of hidden in this seam right here, as they're supposed to be, but they ended up being really, really small pockets. Like, putting my hands inside these pockets is kind of difficult. Like, I couldn't get my whole hand in there. Like, I can put my fist down in there, but not my hand. So that's strange. I would suggest if you're going to do this pattern that you make your pocket a little bit bigger, unless are you plan on keeping theirs like your keys, because you're not going to be able to put anything in these pockets. Also, because this sweater knit material is a knit material, it's not an actual coat material, it has a lot of bulk to it, and I did not use a serger with this. I used my regular sewing machine. So after you stitch your seams together, you are supposed to press open and trim your seams, but I didn't want to do that because I didn't want it to start unraveling on the inside. So I actually top stitched all of my seams down on the outside. So where they would have been clipped away on the inside of the coat, they actually still are 5/8 seam allowance on the inside, but just top stitched like 1/4 of an inch away from the seam. So they're pretty much invisible because I use black thread and it's close enough on the fabric to not be seen. But I really like the way that it turned out. The hood was supposed to be reversed. The inside or the upper collar was supposed to be the coat fabric, and the under collar or the hooded part was supposed to be the black leather. I jacked it up and didn't realize until the last minute, but there were some preparations that I had done on the whole hooded area that I couldn't go back and fix it, because you know, once you start cutting on faux leather, that's it, it's over with. And I really don't like the way that the hood drapes over the head. It's not like a full hood. It was not going to keep the air from getting to your ears, as you saw when I put it over my head. So I would definitely extend this a little bit bigger, or maybe a little bit more curved in the center part here, so that it kind of like curves over your head instead of just sits on top of your head like this and then kind of wings out. It's still cute, it's just not, to me it's not functional as a hood, because it's not going to help keep your head warm. And also, the coat is fully lined, as I do pretty much all of my garments. I lined it with a sweatshirt fabric. It is not a stretchy knit. I'm not sure when I bought this material or why I bought this material, but I was going to line the coat and possibly quilt it on the inside with some type of batting to keep it really, really warm. But since I happened to run across this sweatshirt material in my stash, I just used it inside, in place of batting. So it is a fleece sweatshirt material. Like on the other side, it's soft and fuzzy. But I really like the way that the jacket turned out, minus a couple little, you know, strange things like that down there. It fits very well. It's very comfortable to wear. I've got a lot of compliments on it today at the meeting, and I actually went to Joann's here in Dayton and a couple down in Cincinnati with Stacy, and got a lot of compliments on this jacket. I realize now that I'm looking at it that I see a lot of threads I didn't clip, but you know, sometimes when you get so close to finishing a project, you don't even care anymore. As for the dress, I cut it out a couple days ago, and then I actually did it last night after I went to the David Bowie tribute concert. So it took like 3 hours to complete the dress that I did with the zigzag hem, a zigzag stitch. I'm sorry, you guys, I am so sleepy, and my words are all running together. I'm so tired. Running around with Stacy, I have no energy left. Anyway, quickly, the dress is very comfortable. It is not tight, exactly what I wanted. It's definitely shorter than I wanted, but because it's not tight, I can deal with the length of it. I did the entire thing with a zigzag stitch instead of using the elastic Elo Flex thread, which I am going to be using very soon for some other stretchy knit projects, and didn't do it with my serger, which it probably would have been a breeze on my serger as well. But this pattern is a great gateway for beginners. If you're afraid of working with stretch knits, this pattern is really great. It is very, very simple to do. Just a few pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 pieces. if you have a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine, you can do this. It will be awesome for you to begin with, and it really doesn't take up a whole lot of fabric. There are some variations that you can do without sleeves if you're not really good at setting in sleeves yet. You can also do a turtleneck version instead of this mock neck version that I'm wearing, but I am trying to lean more towards mock necks since I can't get my neck to lengthen out for some reason. But this dress is very comfortable. I would suggest if you are a beginner and you want to do a sweater dress, or you just want to kind of like gateway yourself into knits, this is the perfect pattern. Also, this pattern is going to be a good intermediate or advanced beginner's coat. It's not easy, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's going to up your skill level, but not by so much that it's going to overwhelm you. And it's going to teach you some new skills as far as putting in a separating zipper and lining a coat and making it like completely, almost to the point where you don't need any handwork. The only handwork that I had to do besides installing the snap to keep the hood closed is right back here at the neckline, because for the most part the sewing machine has completed this whole jacket. But from here to here, that's the only handwork that I had to do on the coat in order to completely stitch it together. So I would suggest investing in this because it does not take a lot of fabric, and it is not difficult. It's not an advanced level. It's an intermediate level coat. So if you want to take yourself to the next level, this will be a nice one. And you don't have to do it this long. You can do it in a shorter version. And of course, if you do want it longer, you can always extend it and make it longer. But yeah, so this is a coat done with a sweater knit. I don't know if I would want to do that again, because this fabric has a lot of give and stretch to it, which makes it feel a little bit bigger on me than I wanted it to. I wanted it to be more of a tailored coat like it looked on the model. But oftentimes, a lot of times, how the model looks on the envelope is not how it's going to look on you unless you are like 5'9", size 02 with very long legs. So just keep that in mind. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you for our next sewing project. See you later.